Let's begin thanking the Great Spirit, the natural forces of nature, and the Spirit of Mother Earth. Let's begin praising and giving thanks and asking for guidance our indigenous communities around the world. Thanks to them and the sacrifice and the work they are making, we have the possibilities to be here right now sharing this important information, knowledge, and wisdom with everybody that is open to receive it, and all the people with open hearts, the one-faced people, the tribes of the rainbow colors. And we are here right now in this present time, not just sharing information and sharing prophecy, but working in order to fulfill prophecy in present time. Let's ask for guidance, for permission, and show our respect to the memory of the grandfathers and grandmothers, to the amazing wisdom and energy of this connection between the communities around the planet, not just the indigenous communities, but the communities of animal, plants, minerals, and human beings. We are part of the same thing, and it's very important to regain awareness and reconnect ourselves with that is very essential in order to manage and handle the big transformation we are experiencing right now. Let's ask for guidance to the Great Spirit, Apu Kontiti Wiracocha. Let's connect ourselves with the memory and the wisdom and the energies of the grandfathers or and grandmothers, Achichalanaka, Awichalanaka. Let's connect ourselves with the inner universe of feelings, emotions, with the past time, with the memory, with the ecologics, with the heart, the essence of this reality we are experiencing now, that is expressed in the energy and wisdom of Mother Earth, a living entity, a consciousness, a wisdom that can help us through our journey in this present moment. Mother Earth, Pachamama. Let's connect the three worlds, the upper world, the middle world, and the underworld, creating a bridge of understanding, awareness, and connections. The Uku Pacha, Kai Pacha, Hanach Pacha. The upper world, Hanach Pacha, the middle world, Kai Pacha, and the underworld, Uku Pacha, always connected, never separated. Same elements that are connected in ourselves, the future, the present, and the past. Same energies that create a principle, a solid foundation, a solid base for growth and awareness in harmony with nature. We need to remember, brothers and sisters, why we are here, what is our purpose in life. We need to remember who we are. That's why through our journey we have been sharing and talking very much about the important reconnection with the spirit of the grandfathers and grandmothers, very present in this time of big transformation, and they are here very alive in order to assist us to the big changes we are experiencing. The energy of the grandfathers and grandmothers gives us a very powerful tool that we can use in the present time. The respect and remember the spirit of the grandfathers and grandmothers is also an important step to remember who we are. As our elders say, the only reason that we exist here and now is in order for the spirit of the grandfathers and grandmothers to express through us. And there is where the real reconnection begins. The respect we show to them is the respect, the honor we show to ourselves. In remembering, in a basic principle we call it rimainiku, to remember who we are. There is many principles, many beautiful teachings, very practical tools, very practical information, science, technology that we can learn from the indigenous communities. We don't want to go back to the things that have been to the past. We are creating the possibilities to build bridges between the ancient knowledge and the present science, the present knowledge. Creating a platform, creating possibilities, opening portals and doors of understanding. Recreating a connection there where we could be able to use the best from the ancient times, combine it with the best from the present time, the technology we have now, and all the tools that are available for us right now in order to create a transformation, in order to make possible a better approach to life in a natural way, in harmony with everything without destroying the planet. My name is Pedro Inkari. I am an official representant from the Andean community, well known also as the Inca community. But the Andean community is the right name, the people from the Andes. I have been doing this work the last 6 years here in Scandinavia. I am the founder of the Inka Indigenous Andean Platform here in the north, TAWA. TAWA means four, and it's a principle, sacred principle, that is the beginning, the essence, the core in the Andean tradition. Very sacred for us. And it's important to tell that everything we are doing is being conducted and performed always in close connection to our indigenous communities. I can't do this work by myself. I have a very close relation and connection with my communities and my elders. All the guidance, all the support, all the teaching and the wisdom comes from this amazing job and work with a lot of sacrifices that the indigenous communities in the Andes have been doing the last 500 years. They have made possible this with many sacrifices, and that is very good to know and remember too. Let's remember that 90 million indigenous people have been sacrificed since the invasion of the Europeans in America. We are not talking about 6, we are not talking about 10, we are talking about 90 million from North America, Central America, and South America. This is very sad, but it's important to remember so we know our place in the universe and how the events in history have been conducted and how it has been happening. This will give you also a tool of awareness and understanding of our present situation. Even though this very tragic cycle of events, the compassion, the understanding of the importance of the preservation of this information, this teaching, this knowledge have been very high a very high priority for our indigenous communities and our elders. In that compassion, since the beginning of the destruction of our great way of living, they manage and they work very hard in order to make possible the preservation of the traditions. Traditions that are just natural principles, basic tools that can create abundance, can create harmony, can create a very practical approach to life in order to live in harmony with nature, with Mother Earth, with communities of people, animals, and plants in the planet. Creating conditions for true happiness, true freedom, true self-empowerment, and abundance. Abundance that is here in the planet just waiting for us. So since the year 92, a great cycle of awareness, a great energy of consciousness begins in the planet. According with many calculations of the calendars that you very well know as the Inca calendar and the Maya calendar. It's in this time that the communities around the world receive the sign in order to share the most deepest aspects of our tradition with everybody that is willing to listen and open their hearts and their minds to these important teachings and important knowledge. It's under that time also that many messengers appears and start to share the knowledge around the four corners, around the four directions and the four dimensions. The position we have and the work we are doing is a work of messengers. We are messengers, spreading this knowledge, this information, this vital information and pieces of knowledge that can help us to put together the whole thing. And we are sharing this in the four directions. Few of us are doing this work here in the north right now, like me. And our position in our community, the name they give us is the position of Chakarunas. That means human bridges. We are bridges, connectors between people, between situations, between resources, and between time. As well, we remain as humble servants of Mother Earth, serving and creating possibilities for the growing of the indigenous communities and protection of nature, life, and Mother Earth. Our main work here is to concentrate ourselves to share basic principles in order to create conditions of understanding between human beings and how to live together in harmony without destroying the planet. That is the mission, the essential mission of TAWA Andean Cosmic Indigenous Platform. The phenomenon that is occurring right now in the north part is a very interesting part of the events that we are witnesses. The events in the north have a great significance in the tradition, in the prophecies, a significance of growth, a significance of connection. Many of us are aware of this phenomenon, the prophecies that are talking about the reconnection of the north and the south. We have been monitoring, we have been having the honor, the privilege doing this work here. Not just sharing prophecy, but fulfilling prophecy in present time. The phenomenon of the north and the south that we call the austral boreal phenomenon is also depicted in many of our prophecies from the Native Americas, in North America, the Central American tribes, and the South American tribes in the Andes, where there is also well known as the prophecy of the eagle and the condor. This is very interesting right now because many of you may know, may have heard some explanation about the prophecies that are more referring about the north part of America, North America, more specifically the USA. Where many people, many groups, many organizations are talking about a reunion of the eagle and the condor from North America and South America. I am here now to officially tell you that this is very far from the real meanings of the prophecy, and that time is ready and we have came to a period of understanding where we can more clearly see the significance and the true meaning of the prophecy. This is a bless, and it's very important to be shared, because this part, this north part, Scandinavia, not just Scandinavia, but all this area that we call it the shamanic belt, is very significant for the growing of the planetary consciousness in this period of time. When we talk about the area of the shamanic belt, we are talking about parts that belong to China, to Russia, Siberia, Mongolia, Cuba, and Scandinavia as well, part of Norway, Finland, Sweden, and Denmark, I think, as well. So it's this belt, these shamanic energies that are affecting us in a very powerful way. And we could feel it right away in the beginning of our journey here in the north part, where we were instructed, where we were guided to connect ourselves with these shamanic energies from the north. Because we are here doing this work. So the first thing we were directed to do, that is very logical, is to create a reconnection of ourselves with the Mother Earth, the land from here, from the north. It's in this understanding that we start our journey, traveling around this area, connected ourselves with our brothers and sisters from different tribes. The great significance of the prophecy, the meaning of the prophecy of the eagle and the condor applies in very powerful and practical information we can use in this time of transformation. The prophecy of the eagle and the condor, when we analyze the prophecy, when we analyze the old symbols, when we have been studying not just the prophecy from the perspective of the Andean community, indigenous point of view from South America, but also when we have got the opportunity to experience by ourselves and connect ourselves with the traditions from the north, make possible a view that is more broader and rich in symbols, information, technology, science, and tools in order to regain a true reconnection, a global reconnection with our tribes and the diversity of energy that surrounds us. We need to remember that the eagle from the north, and we are talking now of the continent of America, and the condor from the south have never been separated. Our tribes have always been united and still remain united. The name of the ancient continent of America that is very well known to all the tribes in America, from North America, Central America, and South America, all the tribes have the knowledge of the true primal name of the continent of America, and the name is Awiyala, and we call still until this day the continent of America with the ancient name of Awiyala, the one land, the great land. No separation there, never separated. The separation of illusion is an illusion that has been created in recent modern times. We must understand the deepest of the meaning of the prophecy of indigenous people. This being developed with a very amazing team of intellectuals, science, spiritual leaders from our community, from the indigenous community, elders that have maintained and preserved the understanding of many important prophecies, guidelines for humanity. So we must come to the humbleness and respect for the work that the indigenous communities and elders are doing right now. It has been a time that many of our knowledge, our teaching have been spread to brothers and sisters from the West, and that has had an important meaning too. But we are working in order to see a true continuation. We are working in order to see that preservation of these important teachings are possible, that the respect are possible, that the relation, the intimate connection, and the understanding of the true meaning and purpose of this teaching are preserved. And what is the true meaning and the true teachings, the true purpose of these teachings? Is the reconnection, the respect to Mother Earth, the creation of communities, the creation of a solid platform of awareness for human beings in order to reconnect ourselves with those principles and create a common language in diversity, the language of human beings. So this is very important, the respect, the acknowledgement, and the reconnection is if brothers and sisters from the West are willing, have the interest to know about our tradition, please, everybody is very welcome. But we need to see the continuation and concrete actions are taken there also. Giving the respect, honoring life and Mother Earth in that sense. Common sense is very important There is many groups, many organizations that are spreading our teaching, using our teachings and misusing our teachings as well. But that have become a new way of separation, that are creating just confusion for many people that open heart, that is really seeking about the meaning and the understanding of indigenous traditions. So when we are doing this sharing, we are always in close connection with the indigenous communities, creating conditions for creation of communities where we can start in action in a very practical way, with actions and proactive actions in order to make concrete changes in our reality. So that is a sign that and the character of the work we are doing and the work that our indigenous communities are doing around the world. This reconnection with the family, that the family needs to be established, the communities needs to be established and be connected with other communities and other centers as well. Talking the same language, the language of human beings, the language of nature, the language of respect to nature, respect to life, and working together in a front in order to create these practical changes in our everyday life in our reality. When we are talking about spirituality, there is no separation between spirituality, the social issues, the cultural issues, the political issues, the ecological issues. All these parts are always integrated in a holistic point of view. That is also a principle and the teachings of indigenous tradition, this holistic character, this holistic approach to understanding of reality. So when we are doing this work, sharing the spiritual teachings, we are all also sharing other aspects, giving information about very practical areas as the social issues, the cultural issues, the food, approach, different actions and activities we can promote, and actions we need to take in order to create possibilities for true changes. Organization and the creation of a platform for everyone to use it. The aspects of the north and the south give us also these enormous possibilities to create conditions for changes. The prophecies are referring about the eagle from a very far away land, unknown land, and this eagle is the eagle that flies in the true north, that will be united in a period of revolution, of big changes, flying in the middle with the condor from the true south. If we go deeper and we see just the practical facts of the prophecy, we need to understand that we are talking about the poles, the true north and the true south, or the true south and true north. And when we unite in the middle, then we start to create possibilities for true changes and a platform of awareness and consciousness in humanity, creating conditions for free energy and free consciousness and a way of living in harmony with nature. as we perceive, are called the ancient future in present time. The eagle from the north and the condor from the south give us also the insight of the many things that indeed unite our people from the north and the south. The similarities of the way of living, the similarities of the old teachings here in the north, in this part of the world. Through our journey, we have been studying and learning to go into different traditions from the north, the shamanic traditions, and there is many places, many people that still have been keeping this old knowledge, these old traditions that belongs here in the north part. Sadly, it's very sad to see that many people don't even know about the existence of an ancient tradition here in the north. Still, there is professional, there is academic, in the academical circles, the scholars, they are doing some private initiative. They are doing very interesting research about the ancient tradition and ancient knowledge from the north, and we are in contact with these persons too. Let's remember that the indigenous people from the north still exist very alive here in this part. If we look the example of the Sami people, if we look the example of the Finnish people, they still talk the ancient language Suomi, the Indians from the north, from Scandinavia. In Sweden, in Norway, also an ancient knowledge, an ancient tradition is still preserved. So this is the importance to start to see here in the north the importance of the reunion of our tribes. Knowledge, information, and wisdom that have been kept from us in this system of illusion based in fear. So the insights about the prophecies of the eagle and the condor give us also the possibilities to create a true bridge between our peoples in this time, a true bridge of understanding, co-creation and cooperation that is working very well. We are co-creating with many people here in the north, creating possibilities for interchange of different tools that are helping already our indigenous communities. It's through sharing this information, this technology, these resources that we are growing in the awareness of who we are. The indigenous communities from the Andes is very rich in information, symbols, archaeological findings are being making almost every day new ones, giving us these pieces in order to put together the whole picture. And it's that information, that energy we are sharing with you, injecting this colorful, this powerful energy here in the north, creating conditions to recreate once again the ancient way, the ancient path, the ancient knowledge of harmony and beauty in living in a natural way together with Mother Earth and all living beings. That is the interchange that is happening. And we are learning very much from the tradition from the north, the ancient tradition, that give us the possibility to understand also our symbols, the meaning of our teachings, and many other things we see the beauty of this reunion, this growing, this understanding, this unification of diversity, this respect for diversity. We see that we have a lot of things that indeed connect us. Because in these times we are living, it's very easy to see hundreds of different things that separate us, instead of concentrate our focus of one or two things that connect us. Respect for the indigenous communities of the North, respect for the memory of the grandfathers and grandmothers, respect to yourself. That is the beginning of a solid platform of awareness. In that respect, we will find more easy to connect and create an intimate relation with the land, with Mother Earth, the conscious, the wisdom of Mother Earth. The north part is an energy of possibilities that have been kept suppressed through fear. Remember that we have great technology we can use. We have also the will to do it. Still, a lot of work to do. The reconnection with our brothers and sisters from the South, the communities from the South, will give us these pieces, this energy, these tools, in order to make the circle complete, in order to fulfill the cycle, flying together in harmony, in peace. Eternal bless to the indigenous communities, eternal bless to our brothers and sisters of open heart, eternal bless to the one-faced people.